Performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Marcus when he lost his job, and Keisha when she turned 26 and lost her parents' insurance, and Elena when she went off Medicaid. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Voting. It's more than just a right, it's a responsibility. November 5th is Ohio's general election, and we encourage you to make your voice heard. Ohio offers 3 convenient ways to vote: voting on Election Day, early in person, and absentee voting. No matter the method you choose, you can be confident that your vote is secure and your voice will be heard. Go to voteohio.gov to learn more. Sponsored by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we have a lot of sunshine out there. Low humidity. Temperatures will be around 70 today. It'll be cold tonight, 42 in Columbus. But if you live outside of Columbus, it could dip down to the upper 30s. 69 for your high on Thursday. A little bit warmer with a high of 75 on Friday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
This is Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, little menu reset for you. Adam Schefter, bottom of the hour. We'll do our launch version of Hockey and Hounds at 103 with Zach.
Let's go.
Zach's back.
Let's go.
As we try to get the Blue Jackets off to a good start and feature and highlight some of my fabulous four-legged friends in the shelters and rescues around Central Ohio. Near and dear to the situation here. So we'll do that at 103 because they're traveling. They're getting on CBJ1 at 2 o'clock. So we're going to have to do that at 1 o'clock. Bobby Carpenter, who was roaming around the building here earlier, will join us at 1:33. And then we'll have a little bit of certainly Oregon's side of this matchup. You'll hear from Dan Lanning and that good stuff. We do have a situation with Will Howard that this guy had more touchdowns than incompletions last week. So he's coming off perhaps his most efficient game. I think people are still waiting to see bright lights, big city. Where is he on leading Ohio State? But there's so much to this team. It doesn't have to be on him. But, Maddie, coming off 21 for 25, 4 touchdowns. He did have the pick, and he rushed for a touchdown. So he had 5 total touchdowns and 4 total incompletions.
I think he's ramping up exactly how you would want him to ramp up for this game. And in a situation like this to where their building's going to be rocking, it's the blackout, they're going to have on the black unis and all that, and, you know, those money downs are going to be really loud, 3rd down, 2nd and long, all that. The house is going to be rocky. You know how you play Madden or NCAA and the controller starts to vibrate, you know, when the crowd starts to get crazy. Like, that's where we're at with this. But I think when you brought in Will Howard, that being Coach Day and his staff, one of the reasons why you were really attracted by his skill set, but just him as a player, was his seasoning, right? And this is a guy that's played a whole bunch of games. We're not talking about, let's say, you know, maybe a Julian Sand or an Aaron Nolan or a Lincoln Keenholz going into their first environment like this where it's a little crazy. This is a guy that, well, maybe he hasn't played in this exact type of environment. He's played a lot of ball. He's gone into other arenas where I'm sure he's had to deal with some difficult situations. And I don't think the dude's going to be shook by the moment. So I'm really expecting him to put out some really good stuff on Saturday night.
You know, it's it's not completely dissimilar than probably even the nerves. Here's what I would like to ask him. Are your nerves the same, worse, or better than even your opening start here at Ohio State? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like even though the opponent was Akron and you just walk out in the field and you probably know you're going to at least win the game, you needed to win the crowd. That was your first game. It was very Maximus-like. I wonder where his nerves are now, because remember, now he's 5 games in. Mm-hmm. He's got more chemistry. He knows the offense. He's got real good chemistry going with the coordinator and the head coach. That would be something very interesting to get out of him about where he is on that, because, yes, on paper, you would think he'd be much more anxious and excited and nervous for this one than he would his opener in the shoe. But remember, the stadium is, you talk about Autzen Stadium, 60,000, 54,000 capacity, 60,000 SRO, and
what does that mean?
Standing room only.
Oh, okay.
And
Ooh.
so, sorry.
No,
so
you're good. That was
and so it will be one of those where he's played in other ones, like where does it all stack up? But he did talk about the challenge, Maddie, of facing the Ducks defense.
I think they have a solid front. I think their front is, they got some dudes. I think number 1's a really good player. In the back end, my boy Kobe from Kansas State, he's a good buddy of mine, man. So I'm excited to play against him. They got there's some talented transfers back there. The thing about them is, they're so multiple. They can do a lot of different things. They got a lot of good players. They want to play physical. There's a lot of different things about them that is, that present challenges for us. But, I think overall, I feel good about, just initially watching them. And, I think there's some things that we can do that will present issues for them. I think, they do have a lot of transfers in. So I know that, this is their first year in the system together. And I know that factors into it a little bit. And so, I think there's some different ways we can attack them, but, we got a challenge and we know that. And, we're going to have to be on our stuff and they're a good team. So we respect them, but, we're ready.
He's so right about that, right? And his skill set combined with everything around him, I think can keep defenses honest and specific players like a Jordan Birch honest, because that dude can go and he'll be down there on the defensive line. And I'm sure he's going to make a couple plays. I mean, that guy's top 10 in the country nationally in sacks right now. But I think what Will's talking about is different ways that you can neutralize a guy like him. And with the potent rushing attack of Ohio State, I wonder how many times they're going to run at him, right, to keep him honest and not allow him to just hunt and get downhill. But it's going to be on the offensive line as well to make sure that, hey, they can get into those comfortable 3rd and 3s and, 2nd and 3s. That way you don't tilt the field in his favor and allow him to get after your left tackles. But even in those situations, we know Chip Kelly, Coach Day, they're going to go about it a smart way, and maybe you add an extra tight end over there. You have Travion or Quinshawn Chip, because he's a good player, and you just have to be aware of him at all times. So Jordan Birch is definitely a name to know.
If you ask me which quarterback would have to do more in this game for his team to win, I would lean on Dylan Gabriel versus Will Howard. But you're right. In moments, he's going to have to play well under pressure because Oregon's been pretty good at getting after the quarterback. The one thing I come back to, and what Chip is probably coming back to is, and this is probably not a great comparison, but Genty, who's probably the leading Heisman winner or leading Heisman Trophy getter here, ran for $192 on them. Mm-hmm. And I know he's special, but Ohio State has 2 very special running backs and a running quarterback. Yeah. How much do they lean on that? I feel like a lot come Saturday night. All right, we'll come back with our friend Adam Schefter. Maddie, a lot has changed since we talked to him last week in the Devontae Adams sweepstakes, because he was picking 2 teams, and those 2 teams have some issues. That's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
At APCO Windows, there's no 35% off sales, no buy one, get one free, just our best bottom line price. So get multiple estimates. Just make sure one is from APCO.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
High Bank Distillery is giving away free burgers for a year. Stop by any of High Bank's 3 locations October 14th through the 19th and try their $8 burgers. Upload your burger pic to social media, tag High Bank for a chance to win. Visit highbankco.com/battle for more details.
If your air conditioning or furnace stops working in the middle of the night, on a weekend, or over a holiday, there's no reason to wait to get it fixed. For 100 years, Atlas Butler has been here for your family. We're always open, we work on all furnace and air conditioner brands, and it's easy and convenient to request service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Engagement ring shopping doesn't have to be stressful. Join us at Diamond Cellar After Hours on October 17th. Sip some champagne, enjoy live music, and snag an exclusive discount on an engagement ring. And don't stress, you got 90 days to make your move. You can save up to $1,000 while enjoying a fun night out while we help you find the perfect ring. Plus, you'll have a chance to win Ohio State football tickets or Blue Jackets tickets in the new Diamond Cellar Club. RSVP at diamondcellar.com/afterhours, and we'll see you October 17th at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road.
Hey, it's Anthony. Do more with your money at Tel Ohio Credit Union. If you know Tel Ohio Choice Checking, you know all the perks that come with your account. Cash in your benefits by setting up an account today. Find out more at telohio.org.
Certain restrictions apply. Tel Ohio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com. The Buckeye Show.
Yes, the CJ rookie cards are going like crazy.
He's single-handedly saved Panini's football products for 2023.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye.
No,
Adios.
But
Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and shocks and struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, the busiest man in sports is with us now. He's Adam Schefter, the senior NFL insider for ESPN. He's on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fangast Hotline. Shefty, great to have you.
Anthony, Matty Ice, how we doing here?
We're doing great. I hope you're doing well. I know you're very busy trying to track down everything. I'll take you into the direction that we had you last week, which was that Davante Adams had I guess, said, I want to play for two teams, the Saints and the Jets. And now, since that's happened, massive changes have happened. The head coach gets fired. Aaron Rodgers, they're coming off another loss. Aaron Rodgers may not be 100% at this point. And then the other team, the Saints, Derek Carr, we know isn't right. And I don't know when he will be. But those two things, how has that impacted those two teams maybe wanting to trade for Davante Adams?
Well, I think the fact that we're going to see, in all probability, this week come and go without a trade, I think it speaks to that. Because you've got a situation where the Jets are not going to get a deal done for Davante Adams this week, I don't believe. The Saints are not going to get a deal done with Davante Adams this week. Jets are coming up a second straight loss. Owner not happy, fires head coach. Saints lose their quarterback to an oblique injury, could be sidelined here for a few weeks. So, you wonder if they're going to do that. And it just slows down the whole process. And that enables, in my mind, other teams to continue to check in, monitor it, and see if they can come up with an offer. Now, Davante Adams may have preferred to go to the Jets or the Saints, but right now, do you think he feels better or worse about those options? And how do you think he would react to another team stepping in, which I think potentially could happen as long as the trade doesn't get done? So that it's still up in the air. It's still unsettled. NFL, in this league, if trades are going to be made, they're usually done Monday or Tuesday. We're on Wednesday. Teams are back to practice. Game plans are being put in. Trades very rarely get done in season once you get past Monday and Tuesday. So it looks like we're going to week 7 awaiting a Davante Adams trade.
Interesting. Schefter, I want to stay there based off of what you just said. And what's the why as far as Monday and Tuesday would be days that trades happen? What goes into that based off of the history of this league?
Well, because Wednesday everyone's back in the facility, and it kind of on to the next week. If you're going to get a guy, you get him on Monday or Tuesday, so you get him in there, get him up to speed in the playbook, make sure he's at practice Wednesday. It just gets late in the week Wednesday. It just doesn't typically happen.
Yeah, just tough to transition in a guy in midweek. I get that. Have you heard of any other teams sniffing around the Raiders and Davante Adams?
Yeah. The Ravens, Bills, Steelers have checked in, monitored the situation. And I think everybody's just kind of watching and waiting to see what happens.
Shefty, I want to go back to the Jets a little bit because there's always, a lot of, we're in this era of you read into so much based off of some of the things we see from these guys. And I'm talking about Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers. There's been stuff out there. You had the little shove that they kind of, talked that down a little bit. You had the mandatory minicamp stuff. What did you understand about the relationship between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers?
Well, we have a situation now where Aaron Rodgers is on the Pat McAfee show as we speak, and he addressed that. He said the relationship, you could believe him or not, but he said the relationship between those two individuals is good. That's what he said, that, close to his family, love and support, doesn't like to see it, denied having a role, resented having a role, or people accusing him of having a role. And so, again, I think their relationship was solid. Do I think they were buddies? Doesn't sound that way. Do I think they had a good working? Yeah, I do. But the Jets have made a change, and Aaron Rodgers is, got a large voice in that organization, and this is the way that they decided to go.
Did you sense anything coming out of that horrible loss they had to the Broncos that the Vikings game was kind of a must-win game for him?
I didn't sense that. But I did sense that game could have short-term implications on, how aggressive they were or weren't on Davante Adams. Like, I felt like if they lost, that was going to slow it down, and that is what happened. So that was a part of it. Did I think that he was going to get fired? I did not. Not on that day. You knew that he'd be coaching for his job this season, but you weren't expecting it then.
We're getting closer to the trade deadline. I know we're still a few weeks away, Shefty. I want to ask you about T. Higgins and Amari Cooper, between the two, if their seasons continue to slide, that being the Browns and the Bengals, which one of those guys do you think would be more likely to get traded?
Well, the Bengals historically have not been one of these overly aggressive teams. I don't recall very many deadline deals that team has done. Carson Palmer to the Raiders, when the Raiders lost Jason Campbell to, I believe, a broken foot right before the deadline. They were in first place trying to save their season, and Carson Palmer vowed not to play again for the Bengals. But I really don't recall many big moves the Bengals made, and they're trying to win. Now, if they were to lose the next few games, it would make sense to trade T. Higgins. That would make sense. Do I expect that out of them? I don't think I do. But we'll see. You know, it's always possible. I would think if Cleveland keeps losing, a Cooper deal would be in play and would be more likely.
Is Kansas City being undefeated and watching them have a pretty good game for Juju Smith-Schuster, Kelsey awakens there, are they going to be motivated to go outside their building and try to get one of those guys or get a name that they feel really can help them go after this three-peat with gusto?
Yeah, I think that the way I understand it is that they were going to look at everybody, but some guys are not overly practical. And I think they wanted to see how their players fared Monday night before they did anything. And we saw Juju Smith-Schuster step up and play pretty well. So I think that might diminish their appetite to make a big trade. Not that they wouldn't look into it. I think they would. But it's fun for us to talk about big trades, but they're less likely and less realistic. I think the Chiefs in their spot absolutely will look into all these guys, whether it's DeAndre Hopkins or Amari Cooper or somebody as simple as Demarcus Robinson in L.A. who has played there before, who knows the system and knows Mahomes, who you could probably get for a sixth-round draft pick, and the guy can make plays. Like, that to me makes the most sense, but I'm sure they're going to look at a lot of different things. And, you know, when you've got Mahomes, you can do a lot of different things.
Shefty, last week when we talked to you, there was an article written that Adam Schefter may be interested in doing some NBA coverage, and here we are a week later, and now you guys got Shams Charania in the building taking up Woj's spot. What do you think of that?
You know, Shams has done a great job, and look forward to working with him. I've met him once before. I sent him a congratulatory text the other day, and, you know, he's got a big job ahead of him.
Yeah. Maddie and I have I'm sorry, go ahead.
And big shoes to fill.
Maddie and I had a little bit of a gentleman's bet here last week on he's worried that CMC will never come back to help the Niners. Now that they've lost to Arizona in a horrible meltdown, where are we on the Christian McCaffrey come back and save us tour?
Look, I think Christian McCaffrey is so serious about football that he wants to get back as soon as possible. But, again, they've been ramping him up, and to my knowledge as so far, that he hasn't suffered any setbacks. So that's a good thing. And as long as he doesn't suffer any setbacks, then they're going to keep trying to bring him back because nobody's running away with that division right now. I understand Matty Ice's apprehension. I think until he comes back, he's not back, and you don't know when he'll be back. But I don't think that's how they're thinking of it right now. I think that they are operating like they're going to get him back, and the question is when. So that's what I think there.
All right. Great job, as always. Appreciate you. We'll get you back to your work, and thanks for visiting with us, as always.
I appreciate that. Have a great week. We'll talk next Wednesday. What is next Wednesday? Next Wednesday is next Wednesday I have my NBA fantasy draft. That's a big day. Oh,
there we go. I got mine Friday night, Shefty, so I'm excited.
This Friday night, what pick do you have?
I'm picking second, so I'm not going to be able to get Victor Wembanyama, which is unfortunate.
By the way, like I'd love to have second. Who are you taking?
I think I'm going to just go with Jokic, fill up the stat sheet. He does a little bit of everything.
I think if I were picking two, I think I might take SGA.
Ooh, okay. You got MVP votes last year, Schefter. I like where your head's at. I like it.
I'm just telling you. I think he's. It's a 9 league.
This is an 8-team league.
Right. No, but how many categories is that?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. There's a bunch, but I'm gonna just go with Jokic and get all the assists, rebounds, and points I can get.
Okay. Well, look, I'm never going to argue with Nikola Jokic, but I let the record show that I am an SGA fan, and we'll see how that goes.
Neither one of you went Doncic.
I like him too, but I like SGA.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's awesome. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. He's the one and only Adam Schefter, senior NFL insider for ESPN on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, we come back, and Maddie, a coach gave a certain player the ultimate compliment, and the timing is interesting because he does it right before he has to play against him. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
The Buckeyes head out west to Battle, Oregon. Keep it locked on the Fan all week for all the analysis, conversation, and whatever the hell Man and Bone do. The Fan.
Listen to Sherrod Brown. When he wanted your vote.
On major issues, I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
But Sherrod Brown doesn't stand up to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. He votes with them 97% of the time. Brown supported Biden and Harris on radical issues like amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. Brown voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID stimulus checks to convicted criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. And Brown voted to give taxpayer-funded health care to illegals who get amnesty and Social Security benefits, too. So the next time Sherrod Brown tells you,
I'll stand up to the president of my own party.
Ignore it, because 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore, and he's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.americancrossroads.org.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box,
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Do you need a driveway, garage floor, or patio? Call my guys at Maxima Concrete. They are Central Ohio's most trusted concrete company with 250 five-star ratings on Google. Maxima does over 600 projects a year, so no project is too big or complex. There is still time to get your work in this season, or if you're planning for next year, saving your spot is free because they never take deposits. Mention this ad to get $250 off your project. Schedule an estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. Anthony sometimes likes to sit and stare at his bundle of Emmy Awards. Unfortunately, it's through the glass of the pawn shop. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. All right, we'll have Hockey and Hounds with Z coming up at 1:03 very shortly. We talked yesterday, Maddie, about games we wanted to see this weekend, or we were curious to see, and we went off the board. I went Penn State at USC, and I believe you went with the Buffs.
Little nightcap, baby. Kansas State, Will Howard's old squad, going into Colorado, into Boulder to take on the quarterback CB wants for the Brownies next year in Sheduer Sanders. So that'll be a little nightcap. That doesn't kick off till 10:15. Everybody's fired up about Ohio State and Oregon and obviously Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry. But you and I wanted to remix it a little bit. So I do want to see that because you're talking Kansas State 4-1 and Colorado at 4-1 right now.
CB, you calling for the tank for the Browns?
It's time.
Like that I want it or I think it's going to happen?
That you want it to happen.
I think it'll happen, and I want it to happen, yes.
Oh, so both. All right.
That's
I just
where
was
I'd be
curious where Browns fan is right now, whether you're on Team Tyvis and everything's going to get turned around, snap, or where you're more of a realist and you feel like you're chasing your tail this year.
There also may have been a statement made by Tyvis Powell breaking down the Browns this week about, maybe a check getting cut from, the Browns. So maybe some of those opinions are rooted in that as well.
By the way, your Buffs are getting 4 at home. They're an underdog at home against Kansas State.
Okay.
And we went, and so Kansas State is going in there, and I think that a lot of people thought that Colorado was going to have a tough time at UCF, and they certainly took them and turned them inside out. But Kansas State, give me a little lead in on this, man. This is the Kansas State head coach.
Yeah, this is their head coach, Coach Klieman. Yeah. And as you alluded to going into our last break, that these two teams are squaring off. Maybe there's a little bit of some mental games being played here, but he's got some pretty high praise for Sheduer Sanders.
I think Sanders will be the first quarterback picked off the board. He should be. In the film that I've seen of a lot of the top guys, I think he's an excellent thrower. You can't really confuse him. I've seen a lot of different teams try to manipulate coverage and disguise, and he does a really good job pre-snap to post-snap. And he can make all the throws and has a lot of guys to throw the football to.
He's not wrong. The timing of it is interesting to me. Usually you might reserve that for after you lose to say that, but he may be pulling a Lou Holtz here and just trying to say, and not that saying this is that off the wall. A lot of people think that Sheduer Sanders, he said the first quarterback off the board. Those were his exact words.
Yeah,
okay.
And listen,
not top pick, but just first quarterback off the board.
QB off the board.
That makes more sense.
To your point, he's not far off, and Mel Kiper agrees with him. I pulled up his latest quarterback rankings, and he has Sheduer number 1 as well. His top 5 is Sheduer, Jalen Milroe, Carson Beck, Cam Ward, and Quinn Ewers. And then he did have Will Howard at number 9. So he's got him, inside his top 10, obviously, there. And we'll see if Will performs well this Saturday, what that looks like. But, I agree with Coach Klieman there, right? We watched Sheduer the last 2 years, and when he does stand in there and get a clean pocket, he is one of the best, I think, pure passers in college football right now. He's got the size. He's got enough athleticism. And the problem has been the offensive line in front of him the last 2 years have just been bad, been very bad. And so he's taken some sacks on his own. It hasn't all been the offensive line, but more times than not, that offensive line performance just hasn't been good enough. And I think what also makes him attractive outside of what he does on the field, X and O wise, is if you're an owner, this guy is so marketable. And he is just absolutely going to be a guy that just has jerseys fly off the racks. There's going to be so many eyeballs on your team because of Sheduer and just everything that comes along with it. I know for some people that's bad. I think for some people that's really good and fun. But I think if you're an owner, not only you look at this guy and say, we could turn him into a franchise quarterback based off the talent we have in the coaching development, but those cash registers can fire off at a high clip because his jerseys and our team are going to have so many eyeballs on them. Because of the attraction that he is.
Yeah, and you just want that attraction to last, right? It can't be short term. I agree with you. His poise, his flash, his dual threat, his confidence, all that, the bloodline, certainly, the famous father and all that. I can't tell you right now that if I would draft him ahead of Milroe today or ahead of Cam Ward today, but you could really interchange all of them and feel good about it.
They're all different. Yeah. I mean, well, Cam and Sheduer, I think, are a little similar. They're more the pocket guy. Jalen just scares you to death, right, with his juice with his legs, and he's a good deep ball thrower. So it's just all about what your team construction is like. All three of them, I think, have a chance to be good. But if you want that pure pocket passer, Sheduer's probably your guy.
All right, if you want to feel better, a lot more like yourself, you've not been feeling that way, you're lacking that motivation and drive, then it could be signs of low testosterone. I don't want you to wait any longer. At Low T Center, they're going to make it very easy for you to get your levels checked. Take the simple blood test. They have the lab on site. You're going to get the results back within 25 minutes. And it's not your typical doctor's office, so they will specialize in treating low T with testosterone replacement therapy or TRT for each patient, the individuality of that. So they have over a decade of experience. They help patients. And their treatment plans, and this is super important, are optimized for you. So they're not just the basic standard treatments. And once you get established, if you need it, then they offer the convenience of physician-monitored at-home, the treatment plan that will ship directly to your house every month. So no need to come in for weekly visits. LowTCenter.com is the place. Get back to feeling your best. Book that appointment today. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Top of the hour, Sports Center update. And then on the other side, we debut for another season, Hockey and Hounds with Zach Werenski. Jump in next, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, What are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
High Bank Distillery is hosting Battle of the Burgers October 14th through the 19th. Visit High Bank's 3 locations, get yourself an $8 burger, upload your burger, tag High Bank on social media for a chance to win free burgers for a year. Details at highbankco.com/battle.
It's Rocktober, baby! It's Rocktober at Lindsay Honda.
Save with 1.9% financing up to 60 months on every new Lindsay Honda, combined with the Lindsay Difference Package. A value of $1,295 included with every vehicle purchase. We're about going the extra mile to provide you with these unique benefits. Turn up the noise with Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
With approved credit on select in-stock 24-25 Honda models. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost.
Get Nature Stone and never replace your flooring again. Nature Stone is a beautiful permanent flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Act now to get pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Cole Bartimus. I hope you don't have Nico Collins on your fantasy team because the Texans star receiver has landed on injured reserve, so he'll be out for a minimum of 4 weeks. Collins currently leads the NFL in receiving yards by almost a 100-yard margin with Jamar Chase in second, and he was also top 10 in receiving yards last season with almost 1,300 yards. We got a full slate of playoff baseball tonight. Last night saw the Mets and Padres take a 2-1 lead in their respective series. The Guardians will be batting leadoff in Detroit at 3:08. Alex Cobb takes the ball for the Guards. And hockey started last night. It was a big night in Salt Lake as the Utah Hockey Club collected a victory over the Blackhawks in their first game of existence. So take that, Original Six. Your Columbus Blue Jackets will make their season debut on Thursday against the Minnesota Wild. This update is brought to you by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. Remember, it's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Like trying to snap a picture of Bigfoot. Nobody has ever witnessed Maddie eating a carb. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, second hour of the program. And as Cole mentioned, Jackets get going Thursday night at Minnesota. Their current coach's old team, Minnesota. He admitted that when he was hired. I'm not going to be that guy and say that it doesn't matter. It does. There should be a little extra juice in the building for him and hopefully the team.
I love that honesty, AR.
And then they'll float right over to Colorado. Nothing easy there. And then they come back home for the home opener against goalie Bob and the champs. So this thing gets going fast and furious. And it'll be a lot of fun to see if they can match up with this team and where they're going after everything that has happened. All right, let's start Hockey and Hounds.
Rothman and Ice present Hockey and Hounds.
Sponsored by Telhio Credit Union.
Now joining the boys, the lead dog on the blue line, Zach Werenski.
All right, he's our guy, Z. Coming back for another year. We appreciate that so much. How's Bo doing? How's the doggy? How's everybody feeling? Daddy's about ready to leave for the season. How's everything going?
Yeah, everything's going good. Thanks for having me back on again, guys. But no, I'm actually looking at Bo right now. He's just hanging here before I hit the road. So first road trip of the year. I don't think he's ready for it.
Are you a doggy dad that asks for updates, or do pictures get texted along when dad's on the road, or you just kind of break into the hockey mindset and then just wait for the big reunion when you come home?
No, I usually ask for pictures, and if I don't ask, my fiance usually just sends them anyways. So he's kind of our whole world right now, so kind of everything revolves around him. So I'm pretty lucky with the updates. All
right, very cool. I think Maddie and I are both kind of in the same mindset of trying to ask you where you believe this team is emotionally right now. I know the puck's going to drop for real, but how would you describe to the fans, after everything and all you guys have gone through, where you feel emotionally right now?
Yeah, I think we're in a good place. I mean, obviously, there's no denying there were some tough stretches there. You know, it was pretty devastating what we went through and what we continue to go through. But I think as a group right now, our mindset is to go and get 2 points in our first game. And I think emotionally, through training camp, through preseason, through these last few practice days, I feel as if we're in a good spot right now. We've been leaning on each other. The coaches have done a great job just getting us ready. And it's finally time to do what we love to do, and that's play hockey. And I think emotionally right now we're in as good a space as we can be.
It's good to hear. Z, it's good to hear from you again, man. You mentioned the coaching and how that's looked so far for you. We had the pleasure of talking to Coach Evison last week over there at Nationwide. I just wanted to get from your perspective, your thoughts on your new head coach. I mean, last off season with the whole Babcock situation, obviously that was some choppy waters, but now here you are with a new head coach and a guy that's been around the block for a while. What have you learned about Coach Dean, and what do you like about him so far?
Yeah, it's been awesome having him here. He's very passionate, which I think is great. He's very black or white. There's no gray areas with our systems, with how he wants us to play, with what he expects from each guy, and I think that's huge for a hockey team. Guys can just go out there and play. They know their roles. They know what's expected of them, and he does a good job of getting it out of guys. So I'm excited to get this thing started tomorrow with them, with the real season, but so far it's been really good.
What was camp like? You've been through other coaches. How would you compare his to others and what you got out of it?
Yeah, I like this camp a lot. I feel like in years past, we haven't really gotten to systems until like week 2, towards the end of camp. But this year right away, it was smaller groups, or it was a smaller group at camp, so only 2 groups, and we got to get right into systems right away, which I think is really important. We all came in good shape this year, so we still had some conditioning skates and whatnot, but I felt as if camp was structured really well this year for us to learn the systems right away and kind of, almost get a head start on some teams that aren't doing systems this early. So I thought camp was structured really well, and I thought as a group we got a lot out of it going into the season.
You mentioned the shape you guys, coming into camp there. Z, I wanted to ask you about your off season specifically and how you get ready for another year. You're a vet now. You know what it takes to play an entire season in this league. But how does Zach Werenski get himself ready throughout the summer going into the fall?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's a little bit different. Each season or off season's been a little bit different for me in terms of injuries or being healthy. I really haven't had a full off season like this in a long time. So I went to World Championships, which meant I played hockey pretty much into June, which is a little bit later than normal for me. And then right when I got back from that, June 1st, got right in the gym and started working out again, and pretty much started skating like middle of end of June. So I feel like I had a full summer of training, a full off season. We were home pretty much from June 1st to September 1st. So the plan I had in place was executed, and I feel really good right now and just ready to get it going.
Talking with our guy, Zach Werenski, who is coming off, I think, a career year. Certainly the numbers say it, and the fact that you set the franchise record for assists for a defenseman. You tied the mark for most points. You had 11 goals. Now 6 seasons with double-digit tallies. The shape is the big thing. You've had some bad luck. I know that that's not something that you go into a season trying to avoid, but do you think about it? Do you think about where you are right now health-wise? And I know you can't plan for it, right? It's just one of those things, but you are coming off a career year. Do you look at those numbers and say, I can better those, or what goals do you set for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, goals are hard to kind of set, I feel like. I feel like sometimes you can have really, really good games and get 0 points, and sometimes you can have bad games and get 2 or 3 points. So I try not to set goals for points or actual goals. I just kind of see how the games are going and the season's going. But I feel like for me and for this team, it's just taking steps forward and building towards making the playoffs. I feel like the last few years we've kind of just been the same. We haven't really stepped forward at all. So I feel like for me and for our group, we just want to take steps forward towards making the playoffs and kind of having that winning culture here in Columbus. So if we do that, that's a successful season for me.
Z, is there a new teammate or a young guy that you think has put together a nice off season that you believe is ready to bring some productive things to the ice?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's probably too many guys to mention. It seems like everyone had a really good offseason. Sean Monahan, new guy, looks really good right now. Kent Johnson, Fantilli, Sillinger, those guys look really good. It just seems like everyone went home after last season with a sour taste in their mouth and put the work in this offseason to be better. And, hats off to everyone. But now it's actually going out there and executing it during the season. So I'm expecting big things from a lot of guys on our team and from our team in general. So I'm just excited to get everyone out there on the ice tomorrow night for the real thing and see what we can do.
I saw you guys had a little field trip last Saturday. A lot of you former Michigan guys going over to the shoe, getting on the field, watching the Buckeyes do their thing. What was that like with, I assume you were there with Kent and Fantilli and other Michigan guys in the shoe. What was that atmosphere like?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, there's no denying that the shoe's a great venue. Obviously, I'm a Michigan guy, but that aside, it's always fun going to college football games. I just feel like that atmosphere on Saturdays it's almost unmatched. So just a great day for us. We played golf in the morning and took a bus over to the game. And obviously, it was a fun game to watch. Ohio State looked really good. So just a good day in general. I think that's great for our team after training camp to get together and just kind of have a team bonding day. So it was all in all, it was a great day.
Did you wear anything red or scarlet?
No, I stay away from that. I think Fantilli had like a red hat on or something. It wasn't OSU, and everyone was like saying he was wearing a Buckeye hat. So he was pretty rattled.
Z, speaking of
that's a rookie mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. I say a young guy, right?
No doubt. Z, speaking of Fantilli, we talked to him while we were over there nationwide last week, and he mentioned a fantasy football league. Are you in on this fantasy football league? Is this a team-wide fantasy football league you guys got going right now?
Yeah, there's 12 guys from the team in it. So I'm actually still undefeated. Doing really well. And Fantilli's team, I think, is the worst in the league. So I don't know if he mentioned that to you or not.
He did. We didn't know that. He was so happy about the trade he made with Silly. But you're right. We didn't ask the right question. How desperate were you? We didn't ask that.
Yeah, well, they're both pretty desperate. Our league's weird, to be honest. There's like 5 guys that are 1-4, and then there's like 5 guys. Me and Sivo are undefeated, and there's like 2 or 3 guys that are 4-1. So there's really no one that's in the middle besides like 1 or 2 guys. So there's quite a few guys that are pretty bad this year.
Who was your first pick this year, Z?
My first pick, I think, was Saquon.
Okay. Where were you picking?
10.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, pick 9 or 10, something like that. So I was later in the first round. I try to go running back because they're kind of hard to find. I feel like, with receivers, we're a point per reception, so we're PPR league. So I got 2 good running backs, and it's been helping me. Good.
You and I are the same. Both picked Saquon with our first picks late in the draft. Both undefeated. That's awesome. There might be something connected there. Well, I'll tell you, I'm very much looking forward to highlighting and showcasing these dogs for adoption. And the one that I would like to highlight today, before we cut you loose, is with my friends over at Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center. They're on Tamarack Boulevard off Morris Road, just east of Carl. And this little 1-year-old little pit mix, Audra, is just super sweet. Audra has been with the shelter since mid-August. Now, the great part is she's currently in a foster home with one of their awesome volunteers. Here's the issue. She is scheduled to go back to the shelter this Sunday because of logistics and stuff with the foster. And we'd love to try to prevent that from happening because Audra's had a little bit of a tough time adjusting to shelter life, which a lot of these dogs do. So finding her a home outside the shelter would be best. She's had a few dog tests during her time at the shelter. She's quite shy. She's kind of felt comfortable to engage, but she spent most of her time, seeking comfort from the staff. But she's made so much progress in foster care, and this is what they do. They become confident. They get a home. They get playful. They get relaxed. And with very slow introductions, I think we could build her confidence, with other dogs and make some friends over time. But I believe she's only about a year old, and she's just been a superhero in foster. So if you're interested, Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center, you can look them up online. And like I said, they're on Tamarack Boulevard off Morris Road, just east of Carl. And Aaron, their marketing community relations manager, has told me so many awesome stories about Audra. I think she would make a fantastic family member And if you do adopt from Franklin County, you get lifetime support. You get free one-on-one training sessions with their training partners. It's a wonderful thing to do. And as you know, and I know, and most people listening, life is a lot better with a dog in it. So let's just get Audra home, or at least get her another foster as fast as we can, because this week's a little bit urgent. I would like her not to have to go back to the shelter. So if you believe you can help Audra, get a hold of me or Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center. So Zach will feature Audra for this week.
Awesome. No, that sounds great. Hopefully she's not back in the shelter on Sunday. So hoping for some good news there.
Yep, and hopefully we'll deliver that to you in a couple of weeks. All right, safe travel. Best to you. Get off to a great start, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks. There he is, Zach Werenski, lead defenseman for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Hockey Hounds is brought to you by Tel-Ohio Credit Union. My friends at Tel-Ohio are awesome, and if you need any help, mortgage, savings, checking, they have it all. I go to the branch there on North Hamilton Road. Tel-Ohio Credit Union, a proud sponsor of Hockey and Hounds since the very beginning. And for every call that Zach makes, and our new announcement, Damon Severson will be jumping on with us every other week, as he's a dog guy as well. So we'll have the blue line covered.
Let's go.
And hopefully they'll have it covered on the ice, and we'll have it covered off the ice. But Hockey and Hounds off to a great start. We come back with ins and outs. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental Smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
APCO, windows, siding, and decks. Business First says we're the largest remodeler in town. Our philosophy is simple. We don't rely on sales gimmicks to get our customers. We rely on our reputation.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
When an orthopedic injury or condition gets in the way of life, there is nothing more important than finding a physician you can trust. At Orthopedic One, you'll find Central Ohio's most trusted team of orthopedic experts, ready to listen to your concerns and work with you toward the best possible outcome. In fact, more people trust Orthopedic One than any other practice in Central Ohio. Start with the specialists. Start with orthopedic1.com.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias, under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All three under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
This report is sponsored by Risk Less, Do More.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Pan-Respiratory Virus Public Education Campaign. As temperatures are cooling off and people begin to spend more time indoors, respiratory infections in Ohio can rise. Flu, COVID-19, and RSV vaccines help people risk less severe illness and do more of what they enjoy. Yet many people are unaware of the tremendous benefits of these vaccines. Dr. Donald Dumford, Medical Director of Infection Prevention, Cleveland Clinic, Akron, has more.
Vaccines are the best tool to keep you and your loved ones out of the hospital. Updated flu and COVID-19 vaccines are available for everyone 6 months of age and older. If you're pregnant, age 75 or older, or age 60 with certain medical conditions, please talk to your physician about whether the RSV vaccine is right for you.
For more information about respiratory illnesses, please visit cdc.gov/riskless-do-more.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today, sunny skies with a high of 70. Chilly tonight with a low around 40. Another bright blue sky out there tomorrow with a high of 69. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, CB, a little of the old in and out.
Yes, let's start with the 49ers. Nick Bosa said that Thursday night's game against the Seahawks is a must-win for San Francisco. My question to you is, are you in or out on that theory?
I'm all in. And here's why. They've lost 2 games in their division already. They've lost to the Rams, and they just lost to the Cardinals. You can't drop the 0-3 in your division. And so the talent's amazing, right, that they have. They've been incredible the last few years, knocking on that Super Bowl door. But if they fall to 0-3 in the division and then have to circle back in your next week and play Kansas City.
Yeah, that's it. That's the part.
Problem.
You just nailed the part it is. It's not to me that mathematically it's a must-win against Seattle. It becomes that because of who's coming next, even though they're coming to your place. Because 2-4 you can survive.
But 0-3 in the division, though? Well, that's a problem.
I guess even San Fran as a wild card wouldn't be, they still could be dangerous if CMC comes back. And I was trying to really just pry Schefter for that information. I could almost sense he was like, they're getting him ramped up. And I was going to walk him right into for Kansas City, and he wouldn't go there.
They got to buy in week 9. So maybe that's when you see. It's just when it comes to CMC, ever since we heard about the calf, things have progressively gotten worse. It went from a calf to an Achilles to now tendonitis in both Achilles and both legs. I don't know. It's very odd there.
The only reason I would say that it's not must is that I still somewhat believe in them. I agree with you. It would be very weird to watch them lose another one here and go to 2-4, but it's very possible. I don't know what the spread on this game is, but it can't be that overwhelming.
I've got right now for you, my man, they're laying 3.5 on the road.
Yeah. So essentially they should win this game, but who knows? The way Seattle lost to the Giants, but your original question is this a must win? I'm going to say no. I'll be out on it being must, but it's very close. Very.
All right, number 2, it's been announced by the Patriots that Drake Maye will start against the Texans this weekend. Are you in or out on Maye having a good first start?
Brutal.
What does that look like to you, CB? Is that give me a stat line?
Oh, man. Let's do what Watson hasn't accomplished this year, which is over 200 passing yards and maybe a couple touchdowns?
I got to tell you, this sounds brutal to me. This is not a good matchup for him. Throwing him in there right now, I'll be very pleasantly surprised if he comes out of this looking fairly decent. I start thinking of the quarterbacks that they've reduced to rubble lately. And it hasn't, Anthony Richardson, Josh Allen. What was he, 9 of 30 for a $130?
Bad game for him.
Even Darnold he had the touchdown, so he was good, but he got sacked a lot. I just don't like it for him. I'm out on this being a good matchup for him.
You know what? I'm a little optimistic about this one. I am. I'm optimistic about this. I don't know why the Patriots wasted weeks away rolling with Jacoby Brissett when you knew what he was. You should have put the kid in there right out of the gate. He's got enough athleticism to, get away from some pressure. And I think he's going to make their playmakers pop a little bit. And so I'm in on this, CB. I actually think he's going to put together a nice little Sunday.
All right, number 3, we saw Fresno State legend Jake Haener take over for Derek Carr in that game against the Kansas City Chiefs. But there's also been some rumblings that maybe Spencer Rattler could get the start in the Saints' next game. Are you in or out on Rattler being the starter?
Wow. He would have to stack up. Now, we don't know. I haven't seen the time frame for how long Carr is going to be out. I've seen multiple games.
Multiple games is
at minimum,
the wording.
Like at minimum 3 weeks with this oblique injury. CB, he'd have to be lights out, I think, for them for him to keep Derek Carr on the sideline. I mean, he's had an interesting football.
No. I'm saying this in terms of Rattler over Haener, because we saw Haener on Monday night. Yeah. We didn't see Rattler.
My bad. Yeah, I'll be in on this. I'll be in on this. He's got the talent to do it. Big time recruit. I think he went from Oklahoma to South Carolina, or South Carolina to Oklahoma. I forget the order. Oklahoma to South Carolina.
Yep.
So he's got some moments where you seem like, man, this dude can go. So I'm sure it'll be some choppy waters, but I'll be in on your question specifically about him and the other guy.
I think I'd roll with, I'm going to be on a mild out on this. I'd roll with Haener. I think he's been their number 2, which means he's learned the offense. He's getting the reps. I'm with you, though. I'm intrigued by Rattler. Yeah. And I just think Haener's getting so many more reps right now, and it has probably a better understanding of the operation there. And I think he would give him the best chance to win. But I expect Rattler now to be much more ready than he was, because he's no longer an emergency quarterback. Now he's going to be the backup to the backup. No, I think Haener can run. He can move. Let's try him. But I would be out on Rattler starting over Haener, but I am intrigued.
Has Dennis Allen made an announcement yet for this week?
No, that was purely like rumor speculation so far.
Okay, so we're waiting to see mode with that. All right, cool.
All right, number 4, Woody Johnson, in the middle of his discussion or his statement regarding Robert Saleh, he did sneak in a discussion on Hassan Reddick and, trying to encourage him to end his holdout. Now, clearly that did not involve. So the question is, are you in or out on this encouragement effort by Johnson being effective?
No. I mean, this just gives him more leverage. You can't beg him to come back with just encouragement. Then do it. No, I really don't sense. I think he's in a very good mode right now as far as where he wants to be. And if they come to him with open arms and try to get him to end the holdout, you've got to do it with a lot more of smoke and mirrors and escorting him in and saying, hey, we need you, Mellon, get in there. No, it's whatever's going to stop this drama has green. And I'm not talking about the uniform.
Oh, about the Snoop Dogg type of green?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, green, no, greenbacks. Green, as in money.
Maybe he wants both. I don't know. Listen, CB, here's what I'll say. When you got a billionaire bending the knee verbally, you're in a good spot. You're in a good spot. We got to ask Schefter next week, though, where is Hassan Reddick at with fines at this point? Because it's in the millions. It's been in the millions.
It's...
Weeks ago, it was like $2 million.
He might need to start pushing for some stock options in Johnson & Johnson.
Crazy.
Supposedly, he was going to lose about... Well, if he holds out all year, he loses $20+ million. All right, so I'll just leave it there. I mean, we're talking about multiple millions in fines and that all sorts of bonus forfeiting and all that. I mean, so I'm not saying he's not motivated, but this might be the time to get it all right.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, a little bit of the old in and out. All right, we're going to come back with some Buckeye talk with our guy, Bobby Carpenter. And we'll ask him, is this a classic matchup, force versus finesse? We'll get his feel next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan. Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people Your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO. That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay Eco to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get Eco to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO. What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying Eco to fix your furnace is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Get Eco.com.
Hi, Bob and Teresa Capace here for Worthington Jewelers.
Join us for our semi-annual bridal sale.
Featuring our BOGO, buy one, get one 50% off on engagement rings, wedding bands, or wedding sets. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
It's Rocktober, baby!
It's October at Lindsay Honda.
Save with 1.9% financing up to 60 months on every new Lindsay Honda, combined with the Lindsay Difference Package. A value of $1,295 included with every vehicle purchase. We're about going the extra mile to provide you with these unique benefits. Turn up the noise with Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
With approved credit on select in-stock 24-25 Honda models. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost.
Gambling too much? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, problem gambling counselor at Mary Haven, where we offer in-person, virtual, and group options. We're here for you no matter what, and that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Go to maryhaven.com today.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Wednesday night at 8.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment, at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC is open for enrollment and has scholarships available. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu.
Get your game room game day ready with Billiards Plus. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and games the whole family will enjoy. Now's the time to get your name on a pool table before the holiday rush. Plus, top-of-the-line grills still in stock. Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save up to $160 on select sets of Ford Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends October 31st. See store for details.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty promises he'll continue to do the show even if he wins the lottery. If only we believed him. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, massive game Saturday night. You don't need me to tell you that. You already know it. But our guy who has a lot of inside feel to this one is our guy, Bobby Carpenter. I thought we may have you in person. You were roaming around the building.
Coach, listen, I just got done doing another show. I did my YouTube show with Schlegs, and we had Jeff Schwartz on, who gave me a lot of the knowledge that I'm about to bestow upon you. You said you wanted me to let you inside of the game, so I will take you by surprise, and we will take you inside there with all the knowledge and nuggets that Mr. Jeff Schwartz, who 8-year NFL vet, his brother Mitchell played for the Browns and Chiefs. He's an Oregon alum, follows him quite closely. Nice offensive lineman, I think where this game might be won, as many of the big games are, Rothman.
It was one of many.
It was one of many. It was in the trenches. So,
yes, because early in the season, Oregon was garbage early. They won the games, and maybe that was the best thing for them, but I don't know whether they overhyped or they figured things out, or this is how their season was supposed to get to this point. But are you in the camp of, like a lot of Buckeye fans when they see Oregon, that this is force versus finesse? Is Oregon still a finesse team, or somehow have they changed their identity?
I don't know if they've changed it a lot. What happened at the beginning? So Ashton Jeanty, obviously everybody has seen this guy from Boise State. If you're watching college football, he's the leading rusher in college football. He was great. He had a great game statistically against Oregon. Jeff broke it down because I watched about half the game. I didn't get a chance to see it all, and because it was so late. It was Friday night, and part of it was he rushed like 25 times. 10 of his carries were under like 3 yards of carry, so they bottled up him a decent amount. He had like 3 crazy explosive gains, and that's where a lot of the yardage all came from. He had a 70-yard run like after they fumbled it to tie the game and to keep that thing really close. So there's that. And Jeff was saying like their offensive line at the beginning of the year, they were beat up. They had some guys playing to walk on center. They weren't necessarily great on the interior, and because of that, they weren't running the football as well. And Dylan Gabriel's not a tall quarterback, and it's a little bit of the Drew Brees situation where when you don't have a tall quarterback, you have to have a clean pocket. You cannot have seepage in your face. You know what that's all about, Rothman. Yes. And it gets rough. Sometimes you got to wear goggles. And so he didn't want
any good celebration, you got to have the goggles on.
Listen, absolutely. When you see hopefully when the guards get a victory here for our guy Sharkey, there'll be fluid spraying in faces everywhere, just like the Island Club. But that's neither here nor there. You want to make sure that you have a clean pocket. Guard, center guard cannot be getting pushed. So they've made some changes, got a little healthier. They're better there up front. And their defensive line, they got a couple of transfers, and they got Harmon from Michigan State, who's pretty darn good, probably the best guy up front. And if they can slow Ohio State's rush game down, you push them into some third and longs. I think Jeff was saying that's really neither one of these teams want to be in third and long. Like as Ohio State has more difference makers, they have more pathways to win because they're better on the outside. But both of these teams want to try to run the ball, stay ahead of the chains, and use that short and intermediate passing game.
Bob, I want to go back to your Ashton Jeanty point about how they, did a good.
You wanted to go back to the celebrations.
No, I want to
okay.
to that. But you mentioned Ashton Jeanty.
That's not what those posts you were sending me were talking about.
Oh, some of those Meek Mill and Diddy posts. Is that what you're talking about?
You're saying something about the Academy Award after parties, things that you wanted to be a part of, things that you wanted to see and experience.
I think we got a little.
And the family.
Didn't we get a little taste of that? Was that True Detective season 2 or 3 where they had a little creepy masquerade party going on?
Rick Springfield. That's right.
That's right.
It's life imitating art now.
By the way, that season was a miss, right? Like that was a miss. Season.
but if there's one thing it gave us, Maddie, was the parties that we should have known were real. I mean, they told us right there. Everybody's been telling us. No one was listening.
You ain't lying. Going back to your Jeanty point, because I think that is good context to add to that stat line. How does Will Howard become a factor in this rushing attack? Because we saw last week 10 carries for him, 6 the week before. We talked about his skill set all offseason. Do you think this is the game to where Coach Kelly and Ryan Day maybe cook up some more design runs for him?
I think if need be. The runs are going to be on the ready, Maddie. It's in case they're getting bogged down. We saw him run the 4th and 1 with him, and it was kind of disjointed. They went to the empty, which I'm not a huge fan of the quarterback run without any misdirection or any threat of a lead block or anything back there. And it wasn't Donovan Jackson's greatest play at Ohio State. He got pushed back a little bit, and he's their best offensive lineman, maybe the best guard in the country. Not a great play. And Will, had to cut before he wanted to, didn't probably get his weight down, and they don't get it. But they put it on film. So I think it's there. I think that there's going to potentially be more runs. It wouldn't surprise me if they pull some out, especially if they get in the red zone. This Ohio State team, they've been in the red zone 21 times. They've scored 20 touchdowns. I mean, that's 96%. That's pretty darn impressive. It's the best in the country by far. So we'll see if they need those. I think that if they can hold it back, they won't. I think they'll deploy some. I don't think it wants to be a JT Barrett situation where it's 18 quarterback runs. But if they have to work in 8 to 10 of those things and they're productive and fruitful, I think that they'll be happy with that.
Do you have a key player on defense for Ohio State this week?
Oh, key player on defense. One of the things that Jeff was talking about is like the quarterback Dylan Gabriel moving the pocket, to get him out of there because he's not the biggest guy in the world. I don't know if I would go with just maybe one key guy as far as this. I mean, you could argue like whoever's on Tez Johnson, who's their best wide receiver, and he's a catch it and take it the distance guy, so you need to be a sure tackler. So you lean on the corners. The linebackers played really well last game, but I would say it's this defensive line. And when you talk about getting pressure in the face, you start talking about the D-ties, Tyleek and Ty Hamilton up front, what they're able to do. Can they push the pocket? Because when Tyleek's been in there, man, he's done a great job. We've watched Hamilton make plays as well. So if those guys can press the pocket down the chute, Rothman, right down the cylinder, if you will. You're staring down that barrel 6 inches, 6.5 inches in front of your face. If they can push that thing and make him escape on the outside, that's where I think have seen a guy like Jack Sawyer who has been highly productive this year. JT Tuimoloau being very productive. Like the guys on the edges can feast, but I think it all starts with getting that nice push, getting it lubed up to come right down the middle.
Might be what Jim Lachey told us a couple of weeks ago.
Drive your knee, that second step, through the defender's crotch.
Yeah, drive the knee through the crotch.
That's if you can do that, and really penetrate and violate their personal space, Rothman, I think that there's an element to that cannot be undone.
You mentioned Tez Johnson. I want to go back to that. Is that a singular focus for one cornerback, or do you think Jim Knowles throws a couple different corners at him?
I think with the depth that they have, Matty, I don't think that that's an issue. Like Jordan Hancock, hasn't played a ton the last couple of games because it's been mostly running stuff, and especially last week with more of a 3 linebacker set. But Jordan can take him in the slot. We've seen Jermaine Matthews, what he's able to do when he comes in. He's played really stinking well. IGB probably played his best game last week, was player of the game. They've been, and obviously Denzel Burke. Like, they've got the corners. So if you had one guy that was so much better than everyone else, maybe you chase him. I don't think that they need to do that. I think by giving him different looks, different body types, different styles, like there's an element to that is going to be really important. So the biggest thing is he can catch it and he can make you miss. So they've got to get him on the ground, and that's going to fall into play with Lathan Ransom as well, to being able to get that, and obviously Caleb Downs.
Were you concerned at all at halftime in this last game at all? It was an ugly game, and you're only up 7. And it's one of those games where you think you should be up more, but you're not. It's almost like you were playing into Iowa's hands a little bit, even though you hadn't given up a point. Were you at all concerned?
Not really. It's the defense. When the defense is playing well like that, you're going to win the game. It's a function of just by how much. You drive 88 yards in 14 plays. First drive is like clinic. That's what you want to see. Start fast. Just matriculate down the field. Boom, boom, boom. They get the big hit to JJ. He fumbles. You go for it on a 4th down. You don't get it. And then you obviously have Will's getting hit and throws an interception. If just 2 of those things don't happen, Rothman, it's 49-7. They moved the ball really well. They had 400 yards of offense, 200 on the ground, 200 in the air, and they basically pulled the dogs off kind of at the end of the third quarter. Like, they did everything they wanted to do against an Iowa. And by the way, even when Jay Higgins, one of the best linebackers in America, he's got a solo shot, side shot on Quinshon Judkins, and Quinshon hits him with a stiff arm that knocks him straight to the ground. Like, this isn't some dude that they pulled off the bench that's your second-team walk-on linebacker. This guy is Benerick Lombardi. Like, he's in all these awards, 5th-year senior, strong dude, and Quinshon threw him down like, you toss away, arm candy every other week.
That's right. Should they have been mad that they didn't get the shutout? That the coaching staff said, "Hey, more important things, guys."
Well, and that's guys getting fight. And that's one of the things you see guys getting fights with coaches about is like, dude, we're keeping the shutout. And like, there's been times where I was on the sideline. I've seen it over the years where, like, if you guys don't stop, we're going back in. And it's foolish and it's dumb because, and then you do it and you're like, well, then someone rolls their ankle and they're out for 3 or 4 weeks. And you're like, why was he in the game?
Exactly.
Like, because they don't want him to score. Like, goose eggs are hard to find. And shutouts are really hard to get, especially.
I'm glad you mentioned that real quickly because, and I like Gary Daniels and I like, but he was on the air talking about getting Caleb Johnson 100 yards. Like that was the most. No, the game is over. You don't keep him in the game to get him 100 yards. I don't think, but
I've never seen a game. I'm going to be honest because I've been in this a couple times in the NFL where guys had chances to get like statistical years, and they were trying to kind of play for that. Maybe when the game was wrapped up, and like, well, we'll play you till you get it. That never works. It always ends up bad. Either you don't get it, the game goes amiss, maybe you get hurt, and you're like, why am I playing the game to win or am I not? And so if you're out there, you're playing it to win. If you're not, like, get them off the field. And if you're Iowa, listen, 9-3 isn't a bad year. Like, there's a chance with one loss in conference, and they don't have a crazy schedule, you can still get to the Big Ten championship. Right. So, like, them doing that, like, that is foolish if you're trying to keep a guy in for statistical purposes in a game that's already been decided.
I agree. All right, my man. Great stuff as always. Appreciate you jumping on. Have a great rest of the week.
Jump on, jump in, jump on it. I'm here for you, Rothman, whenever you need me.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you sharing his gift. Aldous Snow, share your gift. He comes on with us every Wednesday at this time. We'll come back with a Buckeye Bulletin. You'll hear from Chip Kelly on that Oregon defense. What does he think of it? Find out next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
If you're starting your day any other way, you're doing it wrong. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
My mind is blown.
Fox tonight, the Masked Singer prepares.
May the best mask win.
For a double elimination.
The stakes are as high as Robin's falsetto.
Then it's TV's biggest trivia game show.
I'm Rob Lowe, and this is The Floor.
In a quest for $250,000, intimidation creeps in.
Are you serious?
But who's bluffing?
I don't know what to believe anymore.
The Floor is all new.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
So much happening every day.
ABC6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
Do you believe Columbus City Schools is in a PR crisis?
Central Ohio's most experienced team of reporters, persistent in getting answers to the questions you're asking.
Are you worried about how people are going to react?
And when you need us, ABC6 News is on your side, finding solutions.
6 on your side, they're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC6 News to be on your side.
How big of a Jackets fan are you? Like scary big? Prove it. Show us you're the biggest CBJ fan and you can win tickets to the Stadium Series at the Horseshoe. Head to 971thefan.com now through October 13th at 11:59 p.m. to enter. Do it.
Just got a free coffee with my Earnify points.
Your what?
The points I get with the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco. I got $250 for signing up and more every time I fill up or buy anything in the C-store.
Oh, can you use points for fuel?
Of course.
And discounts and deals?
On anything.
Oh, like chips?
Mm-hmm.
Sodas?
You got it.
The actual slushy machine.
Only what's actually for sale. But you do get double the points for the first 90 days. Just go to EarnifyRewards.com to download the app.
Available at participating locations only. App content is subject to change.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another furnace breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day furnace installation.
All right, little Buckeye Bulletin coming at you. And previewing the big clash between Ohio State and Oregon. Chip Kelly knows all about that. You know, he was asked this week about, when he built it, and he was like, no. I didn't build it. There are guys that came before him and guys that have done it. But he did talk
put him on the map.
He did talk about it, and he did mention that he doesn't want to make it like he's the logo out there.
Well, I didn't build the program. Rich Brooks and Mike Bellotti built the program. I just kind of jumped in after Mike, but it's a special place, and I think it's great for our players. A chance for them to play in one of the special places in college football. They came out here a couple years ago and got to play in the shoe. We get to go play in Autzen Stadium, and it's Autzen Stadium at that time of day. It's truly special. So I think our guys are excited. They're a really good team.
I'm going to tell you a quick little history lesson here. When I was covering the coaching search before Tress, when Ohio State fired John Cooper, they were looking to a guy named Mike Bellotti. Mike Bellotti had won a couple big bowl games for Oregon. He had been there about 6-7 years. He was turning in 10, 11-win seasons. He was winning the Pac-10. At that time, it was the Pac-10. And he came to Columbus, and when I was on my little Scarface station wagon, fast food on the dash, stalking houses and all sorts.
Was there any deodorant and toothpaste in the car? Mouthwash, at least.
I don't remember. But if you're all not using it, aren't you all in the? Are you all okay at that point?
That'd be a problem for me. I'd have to.
Everybody's the same.
I'd have to go to my bosses and be like, I got to be out on this mission. Yeah. It stinks in this car. What torts? You got the old torts clip. This room reeks of BO.
I'll tell you right now, this room smells of BO.
Yeah, that would be me.
That car smells of BO. It was Coach Watch 2001, and Bellotti was coming off, I think, a 10 or 11 win season. I don't think it ever was that good for him at that time, and he was riding that wave. But Chip Kelly is right to say that those guys and Rich Brooks, who had who had took it over when it was just in the basement and then got them to a 9-win football team. And then Bellotti took them to that level. And then Chip obviously took them to a whole nother level before Helfrich, because Helfrich was the one that was coaching Oregon when Ohio State beat him in the championship. So that program has come a long way since
I respect
the
Chip being humble.
early 90s.
I respect Chip being humble, but, it may be a little too humble for my liking, because what he did there was big-time stuff. And that's no disrespect to the other guys in the history lesson you just hit us with. But when I think about that brand, I think about Chip Kelly and that window of time to where he had that thing rolling, and they were just so entertaining to watch with the high-flying offense and the amount of snaps that they played and all of those things. So this one clearly means a lot to him, and it should. And both he and Coach Loughlin, I think, are going to probably be a little juiced up for this one. But I'm sure, as coaches, they know they got to stay locked in and just be where their feet are. But, yeah, man, he'll always be one of the most recognizable faces in that program's history for what he did as a head coach. Can I please get the torch clip just one more time? Because I just love that he went.
Right now, this room smells of BO.
And this is a guy who spent a lot of time
in locker rooms,
hockey gear, all that.
Oh, man, I love that clip. I love it so much.
It's a very special smell.
It just
used hockey gear. It's a very distinct, special smell.
I can close my eyes and
stings
smell.
The nostrils.
I can close my eyes and smell right now, like in my old, the high school and junior high football locker rooms, like this stench that sticks in the pads
after a good rainy game.
Oh man, it's tough, man.
We come back with Chip here, and here he's discussing the threats of the Oregon defense.
I think the way Jordan Birch is playing right now up front, they've got a lot of seniors on their defense. I think there's 9 of them in that starting lineup. Everybody in the back end, the 2 linebackers, the 1 linebacker, Bassa seems like he's been there for a long time. And then Betcher, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, number 28, who's a really good player, baseball player, has played really, really well. It kind of seems like he's the heart and soul of that defense. And then they have veterans in the secondary. I know they're transfer kids, but they're all seniors that have played a lot of football. So I think they're really gelling together as a group. They're going to present a lot of different looks. So we've got to be ready for everything they can throw at you, and they're going to throw a lot of things at you. So, that's the challenge when you're going to play a team like this. So you get excited about it.
And he's right, because right now this Oregon team isn't one of those Oregon teams that we just talked about, which is just built around massive offensive success. We're going to outscore our defense. The best defense is a great offense. This defense right now that's coming together behind this front 7 and the way they've shut down teams the last couple of weeks seems like they are coming together. So if they're leaning into a defense, that makes this game even more intriguing than it ever has, because, as I mentioned to Bobby, every time I see these two teams, it always jumps to my mind of force versus finesse.
Dan Lanning's changing that, right? When you think about Dan Lanning and his history and the coaches he coached under, you're talking about Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. Spent time at Bama as a GA and was the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach at Georgia under Kirby Smart. So he's got that in his DNA, and he wants them to be able to do a little bit of that BOFF, do a little bit of both.
All right, there's your Buckeye Bulletin for today.
The Columbus Men's Clinic is the largest and most experienced men's health practice in Columbus. Did you know that their patients average 3 failures with other places before coming to the Columbus Men's Clinic? A lot of guys I know tried other things or maybe went to the clinic years ago, but they have an actual doctor treating patients, not some fly-by-night franchise that loves to come into town. Seriously, go see the team that for 10 years has been number 1 in Ohio for men's health. Stop thinking about it and get in there. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400, or go online to columbusmensclinic.com to book an appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, we come back. Sports Center update here, top of the hour. We get into a deep dive, and we'll get into the NFL awards tracker, Maddie, and the favorites, and who could bring home the prize that's leading right now. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Connection
opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
At Roof Revivers, we save not only your roof, but your money too. Whether you need a quick repair or a full replacement, we've got you covered. While many companies jump straight to replacements, we always start with repairs. Replacements, that's our last resort. We'll provide a clear, detailed explanation of what your roof needs, complete with photos, so you know exactly why. With over 350 five-star reviews on Google, honesty is at the heart of everything we do. Roof Revivers is ready to work for you. Visit roofrevivers.com today. Roof Revivers, we fix leaky roofs.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Ready for a new ride? Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we use the newest technology to show you exactly how new windows would look on your home.
Well, we keep it simple at our window place. We use a number 2 pencil to draw what your house will look like with our new windows. See?
Oh yeah, that definitely looks like a number 2.
Thank you, Leslie. Wait. I see what you did there.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Get Nature's Stone and never replace your flooring again. Nature's Stone is a beautiful permanent flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Act now to get pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature's Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Cole Bartimus. I hope you don't have Nico Collins on your fantasy team because the Texans star receiver has landed on injured reserve, so he'll be out for a minimum of 4 weeks. Collins currently leads the NFL in receiving yards by almost a 100-yard margin with Jamar Chase in second, and he was also top 10 in receiving yards last season with almost 1,300 yards. We got a full slate of playoff baseball tonight. Last night saw the Mets and Padres take a 2-1 lead in their respective series. The Guardians will be batting leadoff in Detroit at 3:08. Alex Cobb takes the ball for the Guards. And hockey started last night. It was a big night in Salt Lake as the Utah Hockey Club collected a victory over the Blackhawks in their first game of existence. So take that, Original Six. Your Columbus Blue Jackets will make their season debut on Thursday against the Minnesota Wild. This update is brought to you by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. Remember, it's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone. Breaking sports is when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, final hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. Boy, hope you don't have Nico Collins on your fantasy team.
Cole just bodied me in that update right there. Did he know I had Nico Collins?
He actually has done it in all 3 updates he's done so far.
My goodness, I got to holler at Cole during the break. What is that
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he didn't know you specifically had him.
He just hit me with the people's elbow right there. Goodness gracious.
Is this guy out for the year?
He just went to IR. CB and I losing big pieces. All 3 of us.
Yeah, I have him in my Dynasty League. That hurts.
So Pacheco, Rashee Rice, and now Nico Collins for me. It's tough out here in the fantasy streets, but somebody's squad's still undefeated.
No excuses. Play like a champion.
Find a way, huh? Next man up. Listen, somebody is just having the year of all. Oh, speaking of that, I got something to share with you, so bear with me because my boy Justin, as you know, is a big Vikings fan, and he sent me a graphic earlier comparing some things that have happened in the past. So this comes from @Vikes Insider, and he says, share this with AR. And this is the 1998 Vikings and the 2024 Vikings. Both started 5-0. The 98 Vikings had a point differential of plus 70. The current Vikings have a point differential of plus 63. 98 Vikings, 2 20-plus point wins. Both have that right now. 98 Vikings kicking 100%. 24 squad, 100%. Randy Moss threw 5 games in 1998. 463 yards. Justin Jefferson, 450. And both had a bye week of week 6. How's that land with you, big dog?
Well, listen, 98 was the season that might have been in all of NFL football. It really, to me, that was it. It ended in ridiculous fashion, missing a kick. Gary Anderson, who had not missed a field goal all season. He's inside. He has a chance to put us up 10, and he misses a 39-yarder, and misses is probably using that word lightly. I think he shanked it. But I say this because I doubt I've ever probably brought this part of it up. I think we got the ball in overtime. I think we had a chance to right the wrong and didn't. But think about the names you're talking about. Sam Darnold quarterbacking this team, and he's been great, versus Randall Cunningham. Yes, Randy Moss and JJ, you could probably make that comparison.
Yeah.
John Randall, who we've had on the program for Gold Jacket Thursdays, was a beast in leading them in sacks. I don't know where to go with it. I think it was one of the great.
Enjoy the ride.
You're comparing perhaps one of the best offenses that's ever been in pro football to this team. I think it's hard to do, but he's right to compare. But although I brought up the 5-0 in 2016, and then we missed the playoffs, so
that ain't happening.
No, I mean, we lost one game that year. I think it was to Tampa. I think it was on the road, and they had a great chance to win it all. So I'm with him. I like the comparisons. It's way too early. I told myself I would allow myself to do it after Detroit, and then we'll see.
It is officially print the shirts season. The champagne is on ice for the NFC North title. It's on ice. Win or lose to the Lions. I'm
almost willing to go to the North with you.
There we go.
But not until they beat Detroit.
Come on. I'm warming him up to it, CB. Print the shirts, baby.
Ride. Speaking of the NFL, who's your MVP was Goff? No.
Yeah, I did have Goff.
And mine was Mahomes. And the only reason I mentioned that is that I wanted to bring up the MVP odds currently right now. And I think because Kansas City is undefeated, Mahomes is the favorite right now.
That's not right, though. That's
his stats tell you that he's not the MVP this year.
The MVP of the league right now is Sam Darnold. He's the MVP of the league.
Or Jaden Daniels.
I'll buy that.
No.
It's not Patrick Mahomes.
It's not Josh Allen right now anymore.
Had a dud.
It's probably not your guy, but it's close.
Listen, I mean, and Lamar and the Ravens' last 3 weeks, as far as brands go, have gone through what? Dallas, Buffalo, and Cincinnati. Now, Dallas has been a little underwhelming, but before the season, that was a little bit of a tough stretch for them, and they've gone 3-0. But Lamar's he's in that handful right now. But Jane Daniels and Sam Darnold, we got to put some more respect on the name. The Mahomes MVP stuff right now has got to stop. to me. He's been fine.
It's narrative. It's, 6 touchdowns and 6 picks. That's not MVP.
No.
That's not even close to MVP. He does have MVP ability on any given play.
No question.
And I guess we could go as far as saying there's no way they're undefeated without him, but that'd be stupid to say that because this is the NFL and quarterback means everything.
Oh, and we
you
just
took quarterback off any of these teams.
And we just heard from Kermit the Frog yesterday on our show where he's admitting
it's not easy being green.
He's admitting how good their defense is. Yeah. That's another part of this. I think
it's losing Pacheco and losing Rice, and they're still undefeated, and he's the quarterback. No, I get it. I'm with you, but 2 of their biggest weapons are now gone, and they're still undefeated. I guess that's the point that people would make if they wanted to counter this.
But my point is it's not all him. He's not, because you just laid out where the numbers are, and he's not blowing us away statistically. The guy that really has a chance to separate himself over the next month is CJ. Because now that he's getting Nico Collins ripped away, nobody's going to feel bad for him because you still got Tank Dell and you still got Stephon Diggs. So I understand that. But he's right behind old Patty Mahomes at plus 600 to win the MVP. So it's Pat at plus 230, as you mentioned, CJ at plus 600, Lamar at plus 650 are your top 3. CJ's got a chance to really make some noise.
He's got a schedule to do it.
That's what I was going to ask. What does that look like for them?
They're playing New England next week. He should win that. It's the NFL. But they'll be favored to win it. Yeah. They do have to go to Lambeau. We'll see what he does there against Jordan Love. They come home against the Colts.
He's cooking.
They should win that. At the Jets on Halloween.
That'll be tough.
See.
They got a good defense.
Home against the Lions. Their defense has been average outside of Hutch. At the Cowboys.
Yeah, this is his
home
run.
against the Titans, then to the Jags, then they play the Dolphins. Who knows? Tua will probably be back by then, but who knows? And then the MVP game could be on December 21st, Houston at Kansas City. That might be. I'm not saying I don't put it all in one game, but here's the last. He plays Kansas City, Baltimore, and the Titans in the last 3 games.
I just think AR with him currently right now.
He's 6-1.
Him currently right now being 3rd in the NFL in passing yards, and if he can hang in that window of statistics and let's say, I don't know, they go 2-2, 3-1, and they can get Nico back, he's got a chance to bring home an MVP in year number 2. I truly believe that because they're already 4-1. And now he'll have some of that narrative on his side because you mentioned some of that with Mahomes, and I think people do buy into that. And I think the perception now of Houston is, okay, they got a dent in their shield. And if he can, keep them afloat or look, go 3-1 or mess around and go 4-0, it could be his award to lose in about a month.
Yeah, if I was voting today, I'd probably give it to
your boy.
Either him or Jaden Daniels, one of the two. I was just trying to look up their stats real fast, just if we're going to play that game. Jaden Daniels. He only has 4 touchdown passes, but he has the rushing yards and all that, and he's got the 77% passing. He's put it up 131 times. Sam Darnold's put it up only 137 times. So they put it up equal.
Yeah.
And Darnold's only 63.5%. And Daniels is 77. The difference is that Darnold has 11 touchdowns.
Does Darnold feel more comeback player of the year-ish to you than MVP?
What's he coming back from?
That's a fair question.
A bad career?
Actually, that's a really good question. What is he coming back? I guess it could be as simple as kind of where you just led us to where the career has just been, been hanging out in San Francisco, you're in Carolina, and it hasn't worked. He doesn't have.
Are you eligible to be comeback player of the year if you're not coming back from something injury related?
He doesn't have the Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers trump card he can lay on the
He doesn't
table.
have Burrow. He doesn't have any of those.
No, that's real.
That knocked you out, I don't think.
That's real. But right now, Vegas is telling us he's second right now behind Cousins and Rodgers. Both those guys at plus 300. Sammy D, or Sonny D, as we call him on the show, plus 450.
Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't. Let's list them off one more time.
I have Aaron Rodgers for you and Kirk Cousins tied for first at plus 300. Maybe. Sam Darnold plus 450, Burrow plus 600. Then you get into Kyler at plus 1,000, and DeMar Hamlin and J.K. Dobbins
You'll
are
laugh.
plus 1,200.
You'll laugh at this.
Yeah.
Burrow right now is comeback player of the year. He's not going to win it, but he should. If you want to just talk about the problem is he's thrown that key pick, and I get it, but he has the numbers that would tell you
it's Kirk for me. It's Kirk Cousins.
Because of the injury is more catastrophic,
and their team's better right now, record-wise.
Well, and that, by the way, I was leaving that out. That's why I put the disclaimer on it. You're going to laugh because you would never give it to a guy whose team is that bad. But if you look at straight stats. I mean, Burrow's got 12 touchdowns. 12. He's thrown for 1,370. He's above 72% completion percentage.
Kirk's above him, though. Kirk's 5th in the league in passing yards. He throws for 12 touchdowns and only 2 picks. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm looking at that wrong. 8 touchdowns and 5 picks.
Yeah, so
listen, you're splitting hairs. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, what you asked me is probably what I would go to is the recovery from an Achilles for 38-year-old.
I got no problem with that.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
And their team right now is just, above them in the standings.
But of the guys that are eligible for this award, and I guess they all are, but the Sam Darnold one seems interesting to me, unless I'm not thinking about something. What am I not thinking?
So it's not like a strict rule. It was more of an emphasis or a clarification done by the Associated Press this offseason to their voters, basically saying that the award is supposed to honor a player who's demonstrated resilience in the face of adversity by overcoming illness and injury or circumstances that led to them missing time the previous season.
So so the Darnold one's interesting. It is. But Vegas is saying, hey, he's second in line.
I don't know. What am I missing? He was a backup on San Francisco.
Hey, stop dunking on your guy.
Well, the clarification was because Joe Flacco won it over DeMar Hamlin last year. So they're trying to emphasize an actual illness or an injury from the previous season rolling over into the next year.
I got you.
No, but I don't understand why that would make Darnold eligible.
Hey, you should love this.
No, I love it for MVP. I'm wondering why he's eligible for comeback player of the year.
Because it's not like a hard set rule. Okay. It's more of a guideline.
These are like the stupid unwritten rules in sports. I think that's where we're at with this. There's a gray area.
I guess if you said, well, he was forgotten and laughed at and crapped on and all that, that's what he's coming back
from. The seeing of the ghost.
Then I'm okay.
Oh, man.
We thought you were broken. We thought wrong.
Yeah.
You win comeback player of the year.
You guys might clean up. You guys might clean up on awards this year.
Stop with the cleaning up.
What? I mean, comeback coach of the year, maybe offensive player of the year.
Yeah, I mean,
you are a king. Kick the can down the road. You don't ever want.
Not yet.
What more do you want?
Beat the Lions.
Oh, come on.
What? Like that's an automatic?
After the teams that you've already beaten, now everything
are you marking a guarantee, Tommy Callahan?
Everything is hinging on the Lions.
No.
Come on. That's not fair to you guys.
Because that's the second team. If he loses to the Lions, he can hop on the Lions.
Right. I can go back to the silver and blue.
He wants no embrace of how good they are. But my team, I'm betting on your team to win the Super Bowl. Your record's worse than mine.
You've proven it to us over time. The Vikings have not. You were in an AFC title game last year.
I love you.
And had a team on the road.
You're too hard on your team.
You guys were a lot closer to winning it all last year.
It's a clean slate. It's a clean slate. History doesn't factor into this.
Same dudes.
The ghosts of the Vikings are not around anymore. You got Sam bleeping Darnold.
Just allow me to get to Detroit and get through that. And then I told you, then I'm all in.
Play the clip again.
Then I'm all in.
What season is it right now? What season is it? Come on. It is officially print the shirts season. You heard it.
I like it. just let me enjoy it or at least half enjoy it for a little bit here.
I know you though. Yeah. And I know if you beat the Lions, there's going to be, No.
No.
I know you.
I know. For the North, no.
Okay.
For everything that you're putting on it, parade routes and all that stuff, I'm stopping you there.
Oh, man.
Pre-snap reads coming up next. And this is not the time to play a certain quarterback. One analyst says that. You'll have it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone are idiots. You should listen to them anyway.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan, Ohio's idiot destination.
Men, here are a few statistics about erectile dysfunction. First, half of men over age 50 have it, with even more of us affected as we get into our 60s and beyond. ED can also impact younger men, even in their 30s, which makes it one of the most pervasive conditions in medicine. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and statistics are one thing, but it's the emotional toll on relationships and the impact on a man's confidence and self-esteem that are the true tragedies of erectile dysfunction. This is why you need to get treated for your ED, but where you get treated is just as important as getting treated, because who you trust for your health care is critical. At Tri-State Men's Health, men's sexual health is our focus. Our providers are experts in treating ED, and we offer the complete range of treatment options with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means you can get your sex life back. So call us. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Fall is here. It's the perfect time to replace those old, drafty windows before the cold sets in. As temperatures drop, you don't want to be stuck with windows that make your heating system work overtime because that will cost you money. My guys at Universal Windows Direct back everything up with a true lifetime warranty as long as you own the home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Call them today, 614-502-5220, or go to uwd.com.
Now at Menards, save big on everything for your next project. It's a great time to update your home's lighting. And Menards has more than 300 utility lighting options available. Right now, get $15 instant savings on a single qualifying purchase of $100 or more on utility lighting options. View our entire selection of lighting products today on Menards.com. Plus the weekly flyer for all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community, except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station, except Bo. The Fan.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye. Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and Shocks and Struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Today we have a lot of sunshine out there. Low humidity. Temperatures will be around 70 today. It'll be cold tonight, 42 in Columbus. But if you live outside of Columbus, it could dip down to the upper 30s. 69 for your high on Thursday. A little bit warmer with a high of 75 on Friday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, Isola, Bet365.
Yes, sir. Bet365, real quick, is the Cleveland Guardians exclusive mobile sports betting partner. We got a Guardians game first pitch in about a half hour up in D-Town, so that'll be fun.
Is it 3:08?
Yeah, right around there, 3:08. At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5.
All right, so if you want to get in, they do offer a same-day Super Boost. And so today's Super Boost, by the way, what was the last Super Boost was Quan getting a hit and them winning. Too bad Carpenter got the half of that we didn't need because Quan did get it. He did get on. Here's the Super Boost for today on Bet365. So if you jump in now, it's J-Ram getting a hit and Quan getting a hit. If both those guys get a hit, it's plus 200. 200. So 2-1 on your money. It was even money. They're doubling you up today if both those guys get a hit. So you don't have to worry about winning, losing, none of that.
I'm going to the Mets-Phillies game in Gotham City. And I'm going with an anytime home run for Mark Vientos for the Mets. Plus 375. So that's what I'm looking at. You rolling with that Super Boost today?
No, I'm going with a very conservative bet.
What do you got?
Because I need a win.
Okay.
And so I'm going to do a three-way feast. I'm going to take the Padres tonight plus 3.5 runs. I'm going to take the Guardians plus 3.5 runs.
Ooh.
And I'm going to take Lugo to go at least 5 innings against New York. And that'll get me to plus 128.
Okay.
So almost 1.5 on my money if just those 3 things happen.
There you go. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
We talked about this in Ins and Outs. Maddie and I had differing opinions on whether on Drake Maye's debut going up against the Texans. Dan Orlovsky jumped on Get Up and said, this is not the time to shine.
This is a bad decision in New England. One, their offensive line is the worst pass-blocking offensive line in the NFL. Right now, it is the worst. Jacoby Brissett, who has been their starting quarterback, listen to this. He has been pressured on 47% of his drop-back passes. That 47% is the highest number for a quarterback since 2006. You want to take a rookie quarterback and set him up to struggle, put him behind this New England offensive line. On top of that, it's a bottom probably 5 or 6 group wide receiver-wise when it comes to getting open. Okay, so you guys know me. There's a couple things I always say. Young quarterbacks need to go play well and survive. They need to have a really good scheme and play caller. Alex Van Pelt, I like his scheme. There's been moments when he's shown to be a good play caller. Still unknown. Really good offensive line, really good skill players. Again, New England has at least 2 of those 3 missing. This is not the right choice.
I'll add something to that he didn't say. The opponent. I think the opponent is big. You look at what the Texans' pass defense is allowing opposing quarterbacks. Guess what they're completing? Under 52% of their passes. That ranks number 1 in the league. The Texans are also allowing the 3rd fewest passing yards per game and the 8th lowest opposing quarterback rating. Here are the quarterbacks they faced in their percentages. Anthony Richardson, 47%. Caleb Williams, 62%. Sam Darnold, 61%. Trevor Lawrence, 54.5%. Josh Allen, 30%. They've allowed... Yeah, and none of them really destroyed them. So I think the Texans made Josh Allen look like a below-average quarterback last week, and now here they're going up against Drake Maye.
Nobody's expecting him to look good in week 1. I'm a believer, and you got to learn, man. You got to go through this. You can't be coddled and protected forever. No situation's ever going to be perfect, even when they go into next year and he's their starter. Like, it's never going to be perfect. So Dan's a former quarterback, and he's going to look through that lens, and I get it. It's not ideal, but when you're a rookie and you get drafted by a bad team more times than not, you're going to have to feel some of this. And I just think it's important for a guy to, okay, hey, this is the speed of the NFL. This is what it takes to play at this level. And you get to see as a GM and coordinator and coaching staff what he does well, what he doesn't do well. You take that information into the offseason and you build around him there. So I actually like this decision, and it just gives him a better option than rolling out Jacoby Brissett and knowing what you're getting every week. He gives you more upside, and when you do have a bad offensive line, the one thing that you can do when you're a quarterback with Drake Maye's skill set is alleviate some of that pressure, move around the pocket, move the pocket around. So it's on Alex Van Pelt to do some of those things.
Are they going to London to play Jacksonville?
Yeah. That's Jacksonville's home territory right there. That's their home away from home.
Well, got to move them there permanently now.
You know what? You're putting that in the atmosphere. I won't be surprised if we get that eventually. Crazy.
Boy, that would really be weird for a guy that's on the board in the draft and you see Jacksonville's there and you're like, wait a minute.
Going to London.
I'm going to have to live in London?
That's tough.
Not that it may be horrible, but if you're a kid that grew up playing, in America and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to my first NFL pro team. They're stationed overseas.
I hope that doesn't happen. I really do.
I can't imagine.
I guess I won't be surprised if it happens. I'm just hoping that we don't get to that point.
Yeah, listen, I think you and I understand it's pro football. I understand that, yes, he's going to have to do something. They've lost 4 in a row. Season seems lost anyway. I would maybe wait on this opponent, but you're right. Is there any good time to do it? Who knows? Their bye doesn't come to week 14, so they don't really have any room to play. All right, those are your pre-snap reads for today. All right, Maddie, we come back, we revisit Ohio State and Oregon. Dan Lanning, the head coach of the Ducks. How can he score enough on this Ohio State's defense? We'll hear him next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Scotty Vegas for Maxima Concrete. From a basic driveway replacement to a complex in-ground pool, patio, or outdoor kitchen installation, Maxima can do it all. Broom finish, stamped and colored, or exposed aggregate concrete, pavers, fire pits, seating walls, even lighting. Maxima is all in-house. Never any subs, so hire the guys that'll actually perform the work. Mention this ad for $250 off your next project. Still plenty of time left this season, so get a free estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this NFL season?
Hey, it's T-Bone to tell you that Bud Light and 97.1 The Fan have teamed up for the ultimate football face-off. Join us each week for football face-off events and your chance to win a trip to Vegas where you'll compete for the grand prize.
A trip for 2 to New Orleans or the Super Bowl.
Drink Bud Light, enjoy the games, and take your shot at football glory.
This week, join me on Sunday at Donnericks on North High for the Browns-Eagles game. I'll be there from 2 to 4 p.m. to give you a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No. Because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Buckeyes hit the road for a Big Ten battle with Oregon.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at 2 with the kick at 7:30.
Let's welcome the Ducks to the Big Ten with a nice, juicy loss. Your home for Ohio State football, The Fan.
At APCO Windows, there's no 35% off sales, no buy one, get one free, just our best bottom line price. So get multiple estimates. Just make sure one is from APCO.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can trust APCO.
APCO.com.
We are Ortho Alliance. Together, we deliver the most experienced orthopedic care near you and throughout Central Ohio. Together, we provide expert care when you need it with same-day and next-day appointments. We put our patients' care first, from physical therapy to the most challenging joint replacement surgeries. We are JIS Orthopedics, Ortho Neuro, Orthopedic Associates of Zanesville, Orthopedic Foot and Ankle Center, and Orthopedic Specialists in Sports Medicine. And we are better together. Visit orthoalliance.com or call 877-WE-ARE-OA.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner. It's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
It's Rocktober, baby!
It's Rocktober at Lindsay Honda.
Save with 1.9% financing up to 60 months on every new Lindsay Honda, combined with the Lindsay Difference Package. A value of $1,295 included with every vehicle purchase. We're about going the extra mile to provide you with these unique benefits. Turn up the noise with Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
With approved credit on select in-stock 24-25 Honda models. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Open a Platinum Rewards Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and secure super low everyday rates so you can pay down debt faster. Apply now at Kemba.org to unlock 2% cash back on purchases for a limited time and pay 0% interest for a full year on balance transfers plus exclusive perks. Restrictions apply. Offer ends October 31st, 2024.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The best teams don't always win titles. Sounds like AR and Maddie bragging about their fantasy teams.
Hey, that's cheating!
This is Rothman and Ice.
Absolutely right. By the way, I just thought about this. Yes, we've all lost guys, but only mine isn't coming back. At least you guys are going to get your guys.
He may not.
Pacheco?
Yeah, there's been a little speculation about that, right?
No, it feels very much like he's probably going to miss the rest of the regular season, maybe back by the postseason.
I got Nico coming back in about a month. That could be cooked in a month.
Just
survive.
Tread water, man. Just try to survive. Maybe go 2-2. Who knows? All you got to do is squeeze in as that 8th seed. Anything can happen.
Like Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible.
Speaking of injuries up in Berea, it's not looking good. It sounds like Myles Garrett, no Njoku today, both of those guys. And then it sounds like Amari Cooper's on the sidelines watching practice without a helmet.
What's that about?
Who knows at this point?
Maybe we were right.
That's very interesting. Man, maybe I'm just forgetting that he's been dealing with something, but off the top of my head. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's
only Wednesday, but they're already a 9-point dog. This doesn't feel great.
Going down Philly, he's giving a C saying crank that
You're
up.
saying jump on it now. Lay the 9
Lay the
now.
9?
I would. If you watched the game last week, you would.
Yeah, it was rough, to say the least. It was rough.
Yeah, I can't tell you, if I said who I was more surprised about with the 1-4, I'd probably go to Cincinnati based on their schedule. I thought that at worst, that team, they played New England, Washington, Carolina. They should be 3-2, not 1-4. You're thinking about the Browns before the year. They did have Dallas. We thought that was a coin flip. They lose that game. I actually thought the Jags would be a little better when they played them in week 2. But then they had the Giants, the Raiders, and the Commies. So you know what? On paper, both teams should be 3-2.
I think just the NFL shows us every year that we're Jon Snow. We know nothing. It's just a surprise, right?
Nothing.
We always have these teams that come out of nowhere, and one of those teams you mentioned on the Bengals side of things is the Commanders. If somebody would have told me the Commanders would start their year 4-1 with a rookie quarterback, I'd be like, I'm not buying it.
And all of a sudden, their defense is actually looking decent.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, especially with the Commanders, we're not supposed to see rookie quarterbacks doing this at this level, let alone guys in back-to-back years like CJ and Jaden are doing. So, yeah, Jaden, quarter way through the season, has been cooking. But the Bengals, they always have that feel for a lot of people that they can find a way to turn a switch on because we've seen it over the last couple of years, but they're deep down in that Batman hole right now, and I don't know if they can crawl out of it, but we shall see.
To your point, all we looked at with Washington was a rookie quarterback with Terry McLaurin. Like, yes, Brian Robinson Jr. is fantastic, but as far as weapons, I wasn't really buying that Eckler was going to be, a big factor. And Zach Ertz, certainly I wasn't buying that he was going to be some massive weapon. When you think about what Washington is doing with Terry McLaurin and De'Ami Brown, it's unbelievable.
It just speaks to, right, like when you
the threat of his everywhere, the threat of him.
And when you find the guy at that position, it does not take long. It doesn't take long. And real quick on the Brownies and the Bengals, you're talking a week from now, those two teams going at it in Cleveland. And that could be the knockout blow for either one of them.
Okay, so here's the vital question then, which I asked earlier, which I'll ask again. If we get to that point, if the Browns do indeed lose to the Eagles, and CB is right, and actually get blown out, will CB be rooting for the Bengals to lean into the tank?
That's a great question because it is my biggest rival in my eyes. But no, I would be rooting for the Bengals. I think it's time to fully tank.
Really?
Yes.
CB's got some.
Wow.
He's got some. Listen, I'm with CB.
I am so done with 4 being quarterback.
Yeah.
I need a new guy in the building.
That is going to be the most interesting financial decision this offseason. Is what are they going to do with that quarterback if they know, hey, we got a top, 5 to 7 pick, and maybe higher. I have no idea. What are they going to eat that money?
Can you just make him the emergency third quarterback every week?
I think you just want him completely out of the equation at that point, because then that's just the story.
You cannot outright release him. You would just draft the guy you think is the future and start developing him and let your $230 million man watch football. Because you're not chopping off 40% of your projected cap to cut him. You want to, Matty.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's so interesting because let's say in that scenario,
$100 million and throw it in the middle and throw a match.
Like the Joker scene, the movie where that hurts me every time I see that, by the way, bro. I'm like, let me get some of that Joker. But anyway, the only reason why I push back on that is because this is more of like a humanalytics type of thing. Because what you guys are identifying is real, and that'd be rough financially. But that's just a storm in your locker room every single week that I want no parts of. I don't want Deshaun having to talk to the media.
I understand.
I want no parts of that. And I don't want that for a rookie quarterback either. That's why I think it's so, like, that decision this offseason is going to be crazy to monitor.
You're right, and it leans us more towards that maybe, they'll have to draft a quarterback. They'll have to. If this season goes down the drain,
CB might pull out the little hair he has left. If they're on the clock and he sees them trade out, I'm gonna have to call and maybe do a wellness check.
I think the only thing I could understand is maybe a tackle, but it doesn't seem like a great tackle class at the top as of right now. So if it's not a quarterback, I wouldn't feel very good about it.
He'd have to show you something. Even if you don't make the playoffs, he'd have to show you something that makes you believe that we got to continue to ride this and see if another offseason, because you're right. If they're
dangerous.
picking one, boy, Travis Hunter might be. There are other guys that
they got to reset the clock at quarterback.
Yeah, it's Sheduer, it's Cam, it's one of those guys. Yeah.
Whoever you like.
All right, quickly, I want to play the sound by Dan Lanning on trying to score against Ohio State's defense and what he sees in it.
They limit explosive plays, right? They do a great job of keeping the ball in front of them. They play really physical in the front. They're able to stop the run. They're really sound and aggressive at times in coverage, but they pitch a lot of different looks at you as well. But it starts. They eliminate explosive plays. They play really sound football. They have good overlap in their defense. They're able to change the picture up. They have really good D linemen, good edges, and then they're able to cover outside. So they create a lot of challenges there.
He took that pregnant pause at the end, like he went, I almost expect him to say, I don't know if we should show up.
You know how coaches are. They're going to absolutely glaze up their opponent week in and week out. And Ohio State has absolutely earned that. Because they
like a dry rub.
They're a complete squad, man. He did mention in there, though, AR, just the changing up of the looks that they can get from a defense. And, you know, maybe we get some new trickery from old Jim Knowles this week.
Some shiny looks, some shiny new looks.
Run them through the Krispy Kreme icing, shower there. Glaze them up.
I would say that it's going to be very intriguing to me. I asked Carp about who's the key guy, and he said, it's more of a group, which I understand. But you and I have been clamoring for pressure on quarterbacks. They got it against Cade last week. They did it. They caused problems. They rattled him. When he stepped up, he didn't know where it was coming from. Side view mirrors, rear. He didn't know.
Yeah.
And no blind spot detection for him. That has to come to the table Saturday. If it does, I think it changes everything.
It's a good
Dylan
point.
is so different than Cade McNamara.
You don't want him back there patting the baby, right? Because then that's just going to put a lot of pressure on your guys to cover for a long time, and that's almost an impossible task, no matter how talented IGB, Denzelk, and the gang are. I think you highlighted something real, whether it comes from
JT,
whether it comes from the edges or Tyleek, right?
Or the guys up front.
Push the pocket, right in front of his face.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. We got a few days before we kick that one off. All right, we will come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Bobby Carpenter doesn't have a mullet, but he's knee-deep in mullet energy. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan.
Ready to be the change and have a positive impact on your community? Consider joining the Columbus Division of Police. Starting pay is $70,000 plus, growing to 6 figures after 4 years of service. We offer paid vacations, paid holidays, and health insurance. Do you aspire to complete your degree? We offer 100% tuition reimbursement after you complete your first year of service. Contact the CPD recruiting unit at jobs@columbuspolice.org or apply online at columbus.gov/government/jobs. The City of Columbus is an equal opportunity employer.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop at your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at bluejackets.com.
Get your game room game day ready with Billiards Plus. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, and games the whole family will enjoy. Now's the time to get your name on a pool table before the holiday rush. Plus, top-of-the-line grills still in stock. Shop Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this NFL season? Hey, it's T-Bone to tell you that Bud Light and 97.1 The Fan have teamed up for the ultimate football face-off. Join us each week for football face-off events and your chance to win a trip to Vegas where you'll compete for the grand prize. A trip for 2 to New Orleans or the Super Bowl. Drink Bud Light, enjoy the games, and take your shot at football glory. This week, join me on Sunday at Donnericks on North High for the Browns-Eagles game. I'll be there from 2 to 4 p.m. to give you a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
It's Thursday Night Football on ESPN Columbus and the Fans HD2. Catch the 49ers and Seahawks from Emerald City. Live coverage starts Thursday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Fall is here. It's the perfect time to replace those old, drafty windows before the cold sets in. As temperatures drop, you don't want to be stuck with windows that make your heating system work overtime because that will cost you money. My guys at Universal Windows Direct back back everything up with a true lifetime warranty as long as you own the home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Call them today, 614-502-5220, or go to uwd.com.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at byersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Breaking news, ever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Experience the Sports Lodge mentality.
All right, CB, take us home.
All right, so the underdogs are leading the series, both series at least, in the NL. My question to you, though, is in that National League. Who is the biggest threat? Tell the truth. Who is the biggest threat to win the World Series from that side?
Oh, I think it's the Pods.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are dynamite right now.
Absolutely.
King was, gave up runs, but their lineup is pretty deadly right now. All of a sudden, Xander Bogaerts is even, I guess he's hitting a little bit, but really it's that top of that order. I just like the way they play baseball. They're not intimidated by anybody, and they're not some underdog team. Remember, they won 93 games this year, so they're not nothing. But I'm trying to think. So my others are what? Mets, Dodgers, Philly.
Mm-hmm.
If I'd count out no, I'm going to go with the Padres. That feels right.
Yeah, man. They, I like the Phillies a lot, but their back's against the wall.
Yeah.
It's win or go home in 2 hours in Gotham for them. So I'm going to rock with you on this, AR. I mean, the Padres, they've got the star power with Machado and Tatis. Tatis hits another home run last night. But, CB, they're built similarly to you guys in the way of, man, if you don't get to them by the sixth inning, it's a wrap.
It's tough.
They made a lot of good trades at the deadline to really shore up that bullpen. So they're locked down. They got it all. They've been knocking on the door the last couple of years, and they clip the Dodgers. Just look out because their confidence is going to go through the roof. So I'm rocking with the Padres right now. I'm with you.
You calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther.
That closer, Suarez. He's amazing.
I think he's given up. He's only pitched in one game this series, I believe. But against the Braves, I think he's given up one hit in 3 playoff appearances. So, yeah, he's been really strong.
They got Tanner Scott, too. He's an Ohio boy. He's nice, man. Yeah, you guys are right. They're locked in and they're complete.
All right, looking towards the game this weekend, what offensive position group determines whether Ohio State wins or loses Saturday? Is it the quarterback position, the running backs, the wide receivers, the tight ends, or the offensive line?
It always will be the offensive line.
Say it, Matty.
No matter who your quarterback is, AR and I learned our lesson a few years ago.
Yep.
Tampa Bay, Kansas City playing in the Super Bowl. I was saying on the air, I don't care. They got Mahomes. They got Kelsey. They got Hill. Yeah, you know what? I'll never make that mistake again. You can't have Jordan Birch and Harmon, these guys wrecking the game, because it won't matter what the skilled players have as ability-wise, because they won't be able to do their thing. So, yeah, down in the trenches for me is where this game's got to be won.
Yeah, I've said it for a couple days now. I think that this will be not just the obvious, which is Will Howard's toughest test because of the team they're playing, how much better they are than the teams that they've played so far. It's the actual game within the game. It's that Oregon can get after the passer. And if they can slow down Ohio State's run, and then really start to try to put the game in Will Howard's hands. Not that he can't deliver, but we haven't seen it on this type of a stage yet. That would be the key, and it's that offensive line. And I pointed out, even when, what was it? Was it Michigan State that was blitzing? They were bringing in 6, and it looked like they were bringing 4. Ohio State's offensive line had done a really good job. That was the play where he hit a Mecca over the middle, that 23-yarder, and then went to the house. That's the offensive line you're going to need to see on Saturday night.
The truth? It's overrated.
All right, today's fan poll is this. Of the remaining teams in the MLB playoffs, who has the most insufferable fan base? Is it the Dodgers, the Mets, the Phillies, or the Yankees?
Knee-jerk reaction, it would go to the Yanks for me.
Okay.
As just, if you want to go to the, annoying factor. But it just feels like, I can't even describe it. It just has there's an arrogance and an obnoxiousness that is just put together and stirred up into one.
Well, and that's what
emotion
27 World Series will do, right? To a generation
That's
of
probably
fans.
why it feels that way.
But generations of fans that have only seen how many of them?
That's very true. I love East Coast energy, though. Maybe because that's where I was born and all that. Like, just the East Coast energy is just, I love it. New York, Philly, I'm here for all of that. I really don't find any of them insufferable because I think they're all great atmospheres. So, yeah, I don't find any of them insufferable, if I'm being honest. I'm in on all of it, CB.
Why you always lying? All right, final question for today's Would You Rather. Would you rather have to eat all of your meals holding silverware between your feet or drink all of your drinks holding your cup with your feet?
I would never eat if I had to do the former. So I'm going to go with the latter on this. Give me drink all of my drinks holding the cup with my crusty toes.
So, to summarize the question, you either have to use the utensil or the cup using your feet.
Yeah, I would never be able to eat. I have no flexibility. I don't even know how I would get that done, eating with a fork with my feet. I got to go.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Might need to do some extra stretching at the gym.
I have a tough time eating with silverware in my left hand versus the right, let alone my feet.
Oh, man. And then I could just drink water out of the faucet, right? Am I allowed to do that? If I go with if I'm drinking, I'm confusing myself. Either way, ignore what I just said. I can't eat with my feet, CB.
Who can?
I'm sure there's somebody out there, some special talent.
Some circus freak? Heck, that's crazy. Maybe a little baby.
Some circus freak.
Like a baby could.
I don't think babies are ready for that. Right?
No, but they can get their feet to their mouths.
Oh, I think there's some humans out there that can get their feet to their mouths. I'll leave that alone. This is a PG radio show.
The truth shall set you free.
Sometimes if Bobby helps out, we'll take it to,
That's right.
To X-rated. Hey, if you missed anything, Schefter talking all things NFL, hockey, and Hounds with Zach Werenski was at 1 o'clock. So go find that in the podcast that our guy Bobby Carpenter talked Ohio State and Oregon with us, wherever you get your podcast. Type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Coming up on Common Man and T-Bone, it is Wild Card Wednesday. And Jeff Rimmer hops on that 5:34 to give you a little preview of the jacket season that starts tomorrow.
Speaking of jackets, we'll have a gold jacket Thursday tomorrow after the Ryan Day press conference, and then we'll just be cruising right into a football Friday. But tomorrow should be fun. We'll come on at 1 o'clock, but tune in at noon for the head coach, and then we'll take you through the afternoon. And also the Hockey and Hounds, as you mentioned, that we kicked off today again with Zach Werenski. And we wish the Jackets well on their journey to Minnesota. All right, keep it locked here. Common Man and T-Bone up next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. Guardians-Tigers Game 3 today in Detroit. Cleveland is minus 109 on the Prime Sports money line. Tigers are minus 104. The Guardians are plus 105 to win the series and plus 365 to win the American League. For your Prime Sports Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. Eventually. How about right now? Trust and Will makes the process of creating your will easy. Like while you're lounging on the couch, easy. Visit trustandwill.com and use offer code Columbus for 10% off your plan. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, one question at a time. Trust and Will offers a step-by-step process, and all documents are state-specific, legally valid, and secure. So you know your future is protected with peace of mind at trustandwill.com. Visit trustandwill.com and use offer code Columbus now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trustandwill.com. Trust and Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney. Documents are not valid until formally executed in accordance with applicable law.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and fall is in the air, and that really gets me going for a delicious, savory breakfast like the Bob Evans new value menu with a whole lot of fresh breakfast options for just $5.99. I love the new griddle stacker with a sausage patty, American cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. But get this, 3 mini hot cakes. You're going to love it too. Here's the best part, the price. It's right in your wheelhouse. It's in my wheelhouse. It's starting at only $7.99. Stacked high and price low. Check them out at bobevans.com or on the new mobile app.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Get Nature Stone and never replace your flooring again. Nature Stone is a beautiful permanent flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Act now to get pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.